In the previous video, you have learned about the different types of landforms which were formed by the internal forces, okay, like pressure and temperature. Now, today you are going to learn the different types of landforms which are formed by the external forces of wind and air, water, whatsoever, okay. So, the natural realms of Earth, part 2, ninth class, lesson number 2. Now, let us see what are the external processes for formation of the landforms. Okay, Nana? So, this is the image which is telling you about the process which is to be undergone to form a landform, and this is an external process. Now, till now we saw how the rocks and mountains rise up due to the internal process. Now we can know how the landforms are formed by the external process. External forces like wind and water are working vigorously to wear away the surface, and the interaction of these constructive and destructive forces give rise to the great diversity of present day landforms. So, external forces like wind and water play a vital role in formation of these landforms, Nana. And they are constructive ways and destructive ways of forming landforms by these two main elements, that is air and water. This shaping of landform by wind and water are called the third order of landforms. In the previous lesson video, we have told you about the first and second forms of landforms. Now we are speaking about the third form of landform. Okay. So the shaping of landform by wind and water are called as the third form of landforms. Okay. Now examples of the third form of landforms are valleys, deltas, sand dunes, Loess plains, etc. So let us go and watch what are the processes which make these valleys, deltas, sand dunes, Loess plains get formed by wind and water. There are weathering, erosion, transportation, and deposition. So there are four what you say procedures. First it weathers, then it erodes, then it's transported, and then it is deposited. So these four process when happens, then a landform is created. Okay, Nana? And these four processes are mostly responsible for this formation of landforms. It is known as denudation. This process is called as denudation process, and it is a continuous process, Amma. It is not a climatic process. It continues 365 days, 24/7 till the earth is there. This denudation process will keep on continuing. Now, in this image, you can see weathering means this is weathering, and mass wasting means flow of the soil, and erosion and deposition that is not there in this image. Okay, but these four process together, weathering means the rain, Nana, the rain, the air which is falling on the mountain, and that mountain, because of this water and air, that slowly starts to crack, which I'll tell you in the further procedure. But these four processes are the main processes which are the లైఫ్ ఆఫ్ డినండేషన్. ఈ నాలుగు ప్రాసెసెస్ కలిపితేనే మనం డినండేషన్ అంటాం. ఓకే, అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఓన్లీ డ్యూ టు డినండేషన్ దట్ ల్యాండ్ ఫార్మ్స్ ఆర్ ఫార్మ్డ్, అండ్ this process is a continuous process. It is not a time prone process. It is a continuous process. Now let us see the first process, that is weathering, Nana. Okay, what is weathering? The gradual disintegration of rocks by atmospheric forces are weather forces. The rocks, when exposed to heat, expand and contract when cooled down. Once when they are exposed to heat, they expand, Nana. Then as and as the time goes on, obviously it will cool down, no? As the surface rocks contracts and expands and contracts again, it becomes brittle. Brittle ante gittiga అయిపోతుంది. And then when anything it's too hard, it breaks down. Okay, water and moisture in the air also help for this process of weathering. Water reacts with the chemicals of the rock and further weakens the rock, and the rock starts to break. and the process in which the rock weakens and breaks is called weathering, amma. Here in this image you can see the air is falling, the rain is falling, and here see, due to the force of the air and wind, this rock is been broken and slowly it brittles. And when the water freezes, it expands and breaks and aparts the rock. So this is called frost wedging, okay, or weathering, right? Now let us go further to the next process. The next process is erosion. Now what is erosion? Flowing water and wind have great power, amma, and can slowly wear away the rocks and soil cover in high places. Now, simple example for this I'll tell you. Whenever you're watering in your house, you take one pipe and you start watering, no? When you water, you put the thumb at the end of the pipe. Obviously, when there is small place and more water to come, the water will come out with some force. అండ్ అక్కడ ఏమైనా మట్టి ఉందనుకోండి నాన్న, ఆ నీళ్లు ఆ మట్టి వైపు మీరు వేసినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, ఆ మట్టి దానంతట దాని ఆ నీళ్ల ఫోర్స్కి మూవ్ అయిపోతుంది, ముందుకు వెళ్ళిపోతుంది అనమాట. సో మనం ఏ డైరెక్షన్లో అయితే ఆ మట్టి వెళ్ళాలనుకుంటున్నాం ఆ డైరెక్షన్లో మనం ఫోర్స్ కొడతాం. సో ఫ్లోయింగ్ వాటర్కి అంత పవర్ ఉంటుంది దట్ ఇట్ క్యాన్ slowly wear away rocks and soil cover in higher places. Okay, and water acts in many ways. As river flowing, we have river flowing rivers, we have groundwater, we have sea waves, we have glaciers. Okay, and wind too takes many forms like storms, gusts, steady winds. Okay, these are the various types of water forms and wind forms. Okay, the active wearing of Earth's surface by these moving agents is called erosion. The active wearing of Earth's surface and moving of Earth's surface by these moving agents is called erosion. Now here you can see, this is deforestation example, Nana. Now slowly the trees are removed. When the trees are removed, what happens? Obviously, there is a slopy place. And when rain falls, what happens? The remaining of the topsoil would slowly be deposited down, right? So, this way erosion occurs. And this, see, when the wind falls very harshly, then what happens? See the rock deposits, how they are just scattered and deposited at various places. So, this type of flowing active wearing of Earth's surface by moving agents is called erosion. And what are the moving agents here, Nana? Water and wind. Now the third form is transportation. First form was weathering, second form was erosion, and the third form is transportation. Now what is transportation? The eroded material in the form of sand, small rocks, gravel, mud, fine soil, etc. is carried by winds and water, and this carrying procedure is called transportation. అంటే గాలితో ఇరోడ్ అయిపోయినాయి, వాటర్ వెదరింగ్ అయింది, వెదరింగ్ తర్వాత ఇరోడింగ్ అయింది, ఇరోడింగ్ అయిన తర్వాత దే హ్యావ్ టు బి మూవ్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ ప్లేస్. సో దిస్ ప్రాసెస్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్ డన్ బై ద వాటర్ అండ్ ఎయిర్. ఓకే, సో rivers and winds and even the waves cut soil and rocks from one place and take them to distant places. Sometimes they go even to approximately hundreds of kilometers. So there is no fixed distance that they have to carry. They can carry as long as they can carry the weight of that eroded rock or soil or mud or gravel or sand. See, detachment. Here you can see. See here, as soon as the water is falling, the small brown particles of soil is raising from the main part of the soil, and slowly it is being transported by the water, and here it is deposited. Okay, so this is called transportation. What it is, Nana? Transportation. And this is one what you say, eroded soil, eroded rock. Okay, this is the image of an eroded rock. And wind, how does wind carry? Wind carries like this. See, you can see the wave. Slowly it will carry. ఓకే, అక్కడ దాకా ఎందుకు నాన్న, మీరు గ్రౌండ్లో ఆడుకునేటప్పుడు మనకు గాలి వచ్చినప్పుడు దుమ్ము లేస్తుంది కదా. సో దట్ ఈస్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ ఆఫ్ సాయిల్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ ప్లేస్ టు ద అదర్ ప్లేస్. ఓకే, బై wind. Now let us go for the last process, that is deposition. We have heard about weathering, we have learned about erosion, we have learned about transportation. Now we are going to learn about deposition. Now the last process of denudation is deposition. Okay, so when the water and winds slow down, they do not have the force to carry the material anymore. Then they dump them, and this dumped debris helps to form plains and river basins. Much of it is actually transported by rivers to the sea, where layer after layer they are deposited, and these deposits accumulated in the bottom and over time get transformed into sedimentary rocks. Means much of these debris which has been carried by the wind and air, slowly they form layer by layer in the sea, and slowly these layer by layer formed gravel or debris becomes so hard that it converts itself into a sedimentary rock. How does a sedimentary rock look? It looks like this. Okay, and here you can see how slowly, in this image you can see how slowly the sand, pebbles, rock, mud, everything is getting stored in the sea. మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా సముద్ర స్నానానికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కొంచెం లోపలికి అక్కర్లా, మీరు బయట నుంచున్నా మీ కింద రకరకాల రాళ్ళు కనపడతాయమ్మా. ఆ రాళ్ళన్నీ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తున్నాయి అంటే ఎక్కడో పర్వతం నుంచి, సమ్వేర్ ఫ్రమ్ వెరీ ఫార్ అవే మౌంటైన్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ బీన్. నౌ యు గో టు మచిలీపట్నం బీచ్. ఓకే, కృష్ణా నది ఎక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది? కృష్ణా నది ఎక్కడ? మహాబలేశ్వరంలో స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. మహాబలేశ్వరంలో, సారీ, నాసికా త్రయంబకం దగ్గర స్టార్ట్ అవుతుందన్న. అక్కడ స్టార్ట్ అయిన రాయి స్లోగా 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 మన మచిలీపట్నం సీ దగ్గరికి వచ్చి చేరుకోవచ్చు. సో అలాంటి రాళ్లే ఈ చిన్న చిన్న రాళ్ళు. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ డిపోజిషన్ హ్యాపెన్స్. ఓకే నాన్న. సో there are four forms of denudation, and denudation is formation of landforms by water and air, and this is the third form of landform, right? And this formation of landforms by water and air is called denudation. And in the denudation there are four steps. One step is weathering, second step is erosion, third step is transportation, and fourth step is deposition. So till here I hope you are clear. Now let us go forward. Now you have learned how the formation of landforms are happening. Now little detail, let us know how does a river work in formation of landform, Nana. Okay, works of water, that is in the form of a river. Okay, the work of a river begins from its very source in the high mountains. ప్రతి రివరు ఒక మౌంటైన్ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో ద వర్క్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్ బిగిన్స్ రైట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సోర్స్, అంటే దాని స్టార్టింగ్ పాయింట్ నుంచి దాని పని ప్రారంభం అయిపోతుంది. The flow of the river is very swift, Nana, as it descends the steep slopes and exerts a great force in cutting the mountain vertically, and as a result of this a deep valley develops, narrow at the bottom and wide at the top. This is usually called a V-shaped valley. Okay, this river which flows from the top of the mountain is having so much pressure, amma, ఎంత ఫోర్స్ తో వస్తుందంటే ఆ వాటర్, దట్ ఇట్ స్టార్ట్స్ చిప్పింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద మౌంటైన్ లేయర్స్. ఇట్ స్టార్ట్స్ చిప్పింగ్ ఆఫ్ అంటే దాంట్లో కొట్టుకుంటూ వచ్చేస్తాయి రాళ్ళు. ఓకే, అండ్ లైక్ దట్ దే ఫార్మ్ ద వ్యాలీ, నాన్న. సి దిస్ ఇస్ ఎ ఇమేజ్ ఆఫ్ ఎ వ్యాలీ. ఓకే, and this is how the V-shaped valleys are formed. Here you can see the rain is falling and the water is flowing down, and slowly these start falling into the valleys. Okay, through the layers of the rock and soil they start flowing down, and they start flowing like this. Okay, so this is the work of a river. And in some cases where the rocks are very harder, the river cuts a very narrow valley, Nana. The sides of this valley are so steep that gorges are formed. A gorge is almost equal in the width at its top as well as in the bottom. Bison Gorge in AP on Godavari River is an example for this, and Indus Gorge in Kashmir are few examples for this. Now, this is Bison Gorge on AP, Nana, in AP. Okay. And this is Indus Gorge in Kashmir. Okay. Ikkada you can see that it is so, what you say, top లో కూడా వెడల్పుగా ఉంది, కిందకు వచ్చిన కొద్ది వెడల్పుగా ఉంది. Means it cuts the mountain actually. It cuts the mountain, and it is so, in some cases where the rocks are very harder, the river cuts a very narrow valley. This is a narrow valley. Here you can see how narrow this valley is. And slowly it goes. But you can see the width is same and it is big. Okay. Top lo width enta untundo, bottom lo kuda ante width untundi. It has the same width. Okay. So the first way was V Valley. The second one was gorges. Now we are going to see the third one, that is called erosion formed by the river in a canyon. Okay. We call it a canyon. Okay. A canyon is characterized by the steep like side slopes and may be as deep as a gorge. But it is wider at its top than the bottom. అంటే పైన బాగా వైడర్ గా ఉంటుంది కానీ కిందకు వచ్చినప్పుడు కొంచెం నేరో అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే. సో the biggest canyon in the world is Grand Canyon on the river of Colorado in USA. That is the biggest canyon in the whole world, Nana. This is the image of Grand Canyon. Here you can see how it is. Here it is wide, but here it is narrow. You can see, no? See. Okay. And this is how it looks. Okay. This formation is called a canyon, erosion form of river. Okay. And the next form are the waterfalls. Waterfalls also are because of the rivers. Now the waterfalls are the mostly in the mountainous areas where changes in slopes are abrupt. Highest waterfalls in the world are Angel waterfalls on the river of Churel in Venezuela in the world, and highest waterfalls in India are Jog waterfalls on river Saravati of Karnataka. And you know, Bahubali was shooted in this near this waterfalls only. Okay. Now let us see the image of Angel waterfalls. How beautiful it is, now. See. And this is the highest waterfalls in the world, Nana. And when this water starts coming down in such a force, automatically along with that, this all soil, this all mountainous rocks will slowly wither, erode, and get transported and deposited in the last place where they have to be deposited, that is the sea. Okay. So, and this is Jog waterfalls. They are in Karnataka, Nana, and here only they have shooted Bahubali, as I told you. Okay. See how beautiful they are. Next holidays you plan to go there. Okay. And see those beautiful waterfalls. Now, when these waterfalls start falling from such a height, they slowly fall down and they form a plunge pool, Nana. What do they form? They form a plunge pool. And the water falls with great force and dig out the rock beneath to form a plunge pool. Means something like this. This is called the plunge pool. Okay. See how the valley, the river is coming, waterfalls are coming, and slowly they are getting deposited in one big rock. Okay. So that is called plunge pool. What is it called, Nana? Plunge pool. Now next is the flood plain. What is that, Nana? Flood plain. As the river enters the plain, the slope is gentle and the river also slows down. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఫస్ట్ వాటర్ని ఎక్కడ చూసారు? వాటర్ ఫాల్స్, వ్యాలీస్ నుంచి waterfalls నుంచి plunge pool నుంచి now slowly the river start to enter the plains అమ్మ. ఇప్పుడు అంత ఫోర్స్ తో వచ్చి అంత జర్నీ చేసి అలసిపోతాయి పాపం ఆ నదులు కూడా. సో their speed gets down, reduced, and they slow down. Now the river does not have the force to carry heavy particles which it had been carrying with the force over there, and it starts to deposit them on its bank or beds. Okay, a layer of sediment is deposited during the flood and building up of a fertile flood plain. Ganga plain, Krishna and Godavari plains were made in this process. See, this is a floodplain animation. Here you can see the flood water is coming slowly, and see how it is depositing all the sediments, and slowly the level of the landform raises. That is a flood plain. So this is a new flood plain. Here at the end you can see, wait. Water is coming slowly, and then slowly all the sediment is deposited during the flood, and here you have the new flood plain. This one is the new flood plain area. Okay, do you get it, Nana? So this is how flood plains are formed. And the next one formed after floodplain is meanders. What is that? Meanders. Now what are meanders? After the formation of floodplain, then the river changes its course and cuts new path. This results in the river constantly changing its force in a plain and plain in its floodplain. The river often forms meander అండ్ జెంటిల్ టర్న్స్ లైక్ స్నేక్ అమ్మ. అంటే నది అలా పారుతూ వచ్చి ఫ్లడ్ ప్లేన్స్ ఫామ్ అయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఆ ఫ్లడ్ ప్లేన్స్ లో నుంచి మళ్ళీ పారుతూ వెళ్తూ ఇలా మియండర్స్ ని ఫామ్ చేస్తాయి. ఫాస్ట్ ఫ్లోయింగ్ వాటర్, స్లో మూవింగ్ వాటర్, స్లోగా అలా మియండర్స్ ఫామ్ అవుతాయి. చూడండి, ఓకే, అచ్చం ఒక పాము వెళ్తున్నట్టు వెళ్తుంది, చూసారా? జెంటిల్ టర్న్స్ లైక్ ఏ స్నేక్. Now along with these meanders, the rivers also form oxbow lake. అంటే oxbow lake ఎందుకంటామంటే ఆక్స్ పైన హూప్ ఉంటుంది చూసారా, ఆ షేప్ లో ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి oxbow lake అంటారు దాన్ని. సో due to the deposition along the sides of the meander, the ends of the meander loop comes closer and closer in due course of time, Nana. And this meander loop cuts off from the river and forms a cut-off lake which is called as oxbow lake. Here you can see. Now see, here the water is coming, right? Slowly it will start coming. But slowly again, this one is formed. This is called oxbow lake. Okay, here you can see how it is formed. See, first the river is like that. Slowly, the both ends come and touch each other. And slowly this oxbow lake is formed. Here you can see this oxbow lake is formed. Okay, Nana? So this is called oxbow lake. Now the next one that is formed by rivers is a delta, Nana. Okay, you have been studying even in your 6th class, 7th class, 8th class about deltas. When river reaches the sea, the fine material which has not yet been dropped or deposited at its mouth, forming a delta. The word delta is originated from the Greek alphabet delta, which symbol is triangle. Okay, and it is called delta because a delta also forms in a shape of a triangle. Okay, the largest delta in the world is the Sundarbans delta, which is in India, and that is in West Bengal, and mouths of river Ganga and Brahmaputra. See how the delta is formed. Slowly the river is coming out like this, and slowly a triangle shaped, see, appear in triangle shape. See here, this is how the delta is formed, and this is the aerial view of Sundarbans delta. This is the aerial view of Sundarbans delta. Okay, Nana? See, triangle shape lo form avutundi chusaru meeru, all this triangle shape. You have seen the red arrow mark there, see, at the end. See, so that is a delta. And what is deposited? the fine material which the river carries from the all the way from the mountains and it reaches the delta. Now the next part is glaciers amma. Work of water lo rivers చూసేసాం. ఇప్పుడు సెకండ్ పార్ట్ ఏంటంటే గ్లేషియర్స్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద వర్క్ ఆఫ్ ద glaciers? Slow movement of mass ice is called glacier. What is a glacier, Nana? Slow movement of mass ice is called a glacier. The movement of glacier is very slow, unlike water flow. Rivers are very fast, but glacier is very slow, just like a tortoise. The movement would be a few centimeters in a day అమ్మ. అంటే ఒక గ్లేషియర్ కొంచెం మూవ్ అయిందంటే కొన్ని సెంటీమీటర్సే మూవ్ అవుతుంది ఒక రోజు మొత్తం మీద. And glaciers move basically because of the force of the gravity. Because of the force of the gravity. And a glacier erodes through a process called plucking, in which it lifts pieces of rocks and transports them. And these pieces of rocks and movement of ice together act like sandpaper on the surface of a rock. గ్లేషియర్ ఐస్ ఎలా మూవ్ అవుతుంది, రాక్ మూవ్ అవుతుంది కదా, ఒక శాండ్ పేపర్ తో మనం వుడ్ ని ఎలా చిప్ చేస్తే ఎడ్జ్ ఆఫ్ ద వుడ్ ఇరోడ్ అయిపోతుంది చూసారా, అలాగే దీస్ టూ యాక్ట్ లైక్ ఏ శాండ్ పేపర్ అండ్ దే రిమూవ్ స్మాల్ పార్టికల్స్ ఆఫ్ ద మౌంటేనియస్ రాక్ అండ్ దట్ గెట్ డిపాజిటెడ్ నాన్న. And that process, the glacier acts like an abrasive and erodes the bedrock. Through this dual process of plucking and abrasion, they create a huge shaped valley. Glaciers create a huge shaped valley. Now let us see, this is called plucking amma. See, this above white part is the glacier amma. This is all glacier. As it is moving slowly, it plucks the stone. Okay, and slowly when that stone is plucked, see how abrasion అంటే ఒకటికొకటి రాసుకుంటున్నాయి. ఆ గ్లేషియర్ వల్ల ఆ స్టోన్స్ రెండు అలా రాసుకొని ఒక శాండ్ పేపర్ లాగా రాసుకుంటూ అవి కింద అబ్రేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ లో కింద మూవ్ అయిపోతున్నాయి అన్నమాట. సో దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ప్లక్కింగ్ అండ్ అబ్రేషన్. And as I told you, slowly they form huge type of valleys, Nana. See here you can see the huge type of valleys. Okay, see ఈ పైన ఉన్నవన్నీ శాండ్ ఫార్మ్స్, గ్లేషియర్స్ వైట్ గా ఉన్నవన్నీ గ్లేషియర్స్ అంటే ఐస్ ఫార్మ్స్ అన్నమాట. స్లోగా అవి మెల్ట్ అవుతూ ఇట్లా వ్యాలీస్ కిందకి మనకి దే కమ్ డౌన్. ఓకే, అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ అన్ ఐస్ గ్లేషియర్ అమ్మ. ఇన్ ఏ యూ షేప్డ్ valleys amma. See, this is a U shaped valley. Here you can see it is just like a U. So that is a U shaped valley. Now the next form is moraines amma. Moraines, as the glacier melts and becomes water, does not have the force to carry the large rocks which it leaves behind in the form of huge rugged boulders. అంటే huge rugged walls లాగా అవి వదిలేస్తాయి అన్నమాట, బౌండరీ వాల్స్ లాగా. ఓకే, so smaller particles and pebbles are left on the bed of the glacier, and the glacier brings with it small pebbles, cobbles and sand, etc. And this collection of pebbles, cobbles and sand is called till. What is it called, Nana? It is called till. Till is acquired by glacier from mountainous slopes, side valleys and floors. The till which cannot be carried by a glacier is deposited at various parts of the glacier. The deposition of this till is called moraines. This deposition of till is called moraines. Here you can see this is a glacial till and it is not at all even amma, uneven ga untundi every time. These are all unsorted glacial deposits. Okay, here see how the glacial deposits are formed. See, slowly all the sands are coming down, slowly they are getting deposited, and the huge form of stones cannot be moved, but the smaller particles will be carried off. Okay, so in this video you have learned about the third form of landforms and the process called denunciation, which helps in the formation of the third form of landform with the external forces of wind and air. And we have also learned how rivers work and how rivers form valleys how they form canyons, how they form waterfalls, and then we have also learned about plunge pools. And then we have also learned about what you say glaciers, how they melt, and how moraines are formed, how meanders are formed. All these things we have explained. Now, in the next video, you people are going to learn about the work of waves, work by the wind, and action of vegetation and human beings, Rana. So when you are seeing this video, I just want you people to have your textbook along with you so that you can follow the video very clearly and you can understand every concept of it. Okay, Nana? So stay home, stay safe, study well, and be good children. Thank you. Have a nice day.